This is just but one of many deprived schools in Ghana. Head teachers of such schools have given up hope of any provision of infrastructure by government and now turn to philanthropists for assistance. Aside this, healthcare delivery in many parts of the country leaves much to be desired, and the gap between the rich and poor continues to widen at an alarming rate. This is not a case for only Ghana. Many developing countries in Africa are in the same situation. Action Aid Ghana and other civil society groups across Africa are worried about this trend. Ghana's trade policy and development agenda have over the years been dictated by the desire to attract foreign direct investments and to increase export earnings. Hence, tax incentives have been a major strategic tool to achieve this. A recent research by Action Aid Ghana has revealed that Ghana may be losing $1.2 billion annually as a result of tax incentives. This loss of revenue could be channeled into developmental projects.
For the tax power campaign, we are promoting investment in education, quality public basic education, because education actually holds the pivot to poverty reduction, people harnessing their potentials, and also living lives of dignity.
The statistics are actually showing that the region has been growing by 7%, but the reality actually is that the income, the resources that are supposed to have been used to impact on the lives of the poor people are actually being frittered away.
It is also estimated that over $138 billion is likely given away every year by some governments in Africa through statutory corporate income tax exemptions.
Looking way beyond FDI for its own sake, and it's to say you're seizing leadership and you're saying you're in charge of your own country. You know what development aspirations you want for your people. You have to think more creatively about ways in which you advance it without undermining it. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. Because what has FDI done to us? For people to be favorable FDI destinations, you're lowering labor standards, for instance. So you accept jobs, no matter what type of jobs they are, even if it's costing people's lives.
There is a lot of work to do in terms of building the capacity of Parliament to do proper due diligence and scrutiny of documents that are brought before it for ratification. Generally speaking, tax incentives are required to be ratified by national parliaments. I think this is the case across the whole African continent.
The UNESCO-sponsored Education for All Global Monitoring Report makes clear the potential of increased tax revenue in improving the quality of education for millions of children. The report found that increasing tax collection in 67 countries and devoting a fifth of government budgets to education could raise an additional $153 billion for education in 2015. In 34 countries in sub-Saharan Africa, an extra $4.5 billion would be raised for education. The research by Action Aid also showed that there is no empirical evidence that tax incentives encourage foreign direct investments, which translates into development, but contribute to illicit financial flows.
The illicit financial flows have continued to deprive Africa and its citizens of funds for progressive and gender-responsive services. These are services desperately needed by people of Africa to get quality education, be able to live healthy lives with adequate health care and other benefits of life in the 21st century.
The civil society organizations, including Action Aid, are therefore calling on African governments to take full responsibility of the continent's development through strategic exiting from aid dependency. They are also urging African countries to demand inclusive and multilateral global tax reform processes from investors. This, they believe, will help speed up developments in the continent. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, ETV News.